James on the drive, goes inside, stop, shot, block, gets it back. It's over. It's over. Denver makes history. The Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history.
Well, even though the Lakers season is over and done with, at least I still have Peak TV to keep me company and will be with me here forever and ever. Oh, come on, bro. Okay, then, I guess I should talk about something that actually will stick around forever and ever. I mean, I guess that works. With the release of this new Little Mermaid remake adding to this ever-expanding list of Disney animated movies being remade into live action, I felt like it was a good time to just come out and talk about how I really don't care anymore, man. Over the past month or so, I put myself through this gauntlet that nobody asked for me to do except for myself, where I ended up watching most of the Disney live-action remakes. I didn't get to Peter Pan and Wendy or whatever that one was, but I watched most of them. And man, I'm just so burnt out, dude. I'm so tired. I don't want this anymore. These movies are just so painfully mediocre, man. And I say this with all the respect in the world to the casts and the crew members who've worked incredibly hard on these movies and gotten the most ludicrously capacious bags. But watching all these remakes consecutively has just made me fall out of interest in this Little Mermaid remake. I was already just barely hanging on by a thread, but I don't care to watch this Little Mermaid remake in theaters at all. And before I continue on in this video, I want to address a certain audience that's going to come at me for not seeing The Little Mermaid and is going to be like, oh wow, good job, Nick, way to fight against the Disney woke agenda, you're such a hero, blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up and get out of my video. I just don't care to watch it because even though the Rotten Tomatoes score says that it's the highest rated movie since the Beauty and the Beast one, wow, good job, Battle of the Mid, congratulations. And this video isn't even about The Little Mermaid specifically. It's about, like, all of this. I can praise Disney for being inclusive with its casting and be happy for Halle Bailey and other people who benefit from seeing their ethnic background or sexual orientation / preference be represented in a big movie like this. Like, that's a big deal, and that's huge, and that's great. And based on her version of Part of Your World, yeah, she was the right choice. There's no question about it. I can have that stance and feel those feelings, while also in the same breath feeling like, man, these remakes should really not fucking exist. And my feelings about these live-action remakes, specifically from Disney, have only been heightened because of the news that came out like a couple weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago, that they're making a fucking Moana live-action remake with The Rock. What can I say except... What the fuck, man? Oh, God, come on, bro. Y'all aren't even trying to hide the fact that these are cash grabs now. The Rock at the box office lately has just been absolutely bricking it, so he went crawling right back to Disney, and Vin Diesel apparently too, to guarantee that he'll have at least one hit on his hands. And Disney can't even use the excuse that these remakes are for a new audience, a new generation to experience our movies. Because we're still in the Moana generation. This movie ain't even 10 years old. These kids are still watching Moana on their iPads with Subway Surfers playing on the side. Even kids now, when they want to watch a movie like The Lion King, they don't think about that 2019 live action remake. They think about the original from 1994. And if any of you try and pull that, oh, actually The Lion King remake is photorealistic computer animation, it's not technically live action, blah blah blah, I'll fucking swallow a car. While Disney isn't the only studio out there that's being mad sus about these live action remakes, I feel like they're also the ones that are just the most aggressive with them. As if nobody watches these original movies anymore. And again, I want to emphasize even further that I say this with the most respect to all the people who work on the filmmaking aspects of these movies. But these remakes, man, they just lack so much energy and vibrancy and expression that the original animated movies were able to achieve. Like, yeah, the amount of detail and hard work that goes into animating this is so impressive. But it's just so boring to look at. These remakes lack the personality that the original animated movies have, especially compared to this, where the colors pop more, and there's a lot more fluidity in their movement, and characters can outwardly be more expressive. When you're watching these two side by side, do you really prefer watching this over this? Look at how colorful and visually dynamic this scene is. These remakes all look and feel so dull. There's fun movement and reactions from these characters, and being able to interact with their environment is a very nice and subtle detail and a way for the world and the characters to feel more alive. So then let's compare this scene to the live action version. Oh, they're just sitting there. It's all gray with like a tint of blue. I can kind of barely see anything. They're flying around. Okay, you may be thinking I'm being too harsh on these remakes, but in my opinion, if you're gonna be remaking a movie, you do it with the intention of making it better. Why would you make the same movie with less personality? And with these Disney remakes specifically, with like the exception of Cinderella and maybe The Jungle Book, none of these movies improve upon the originals. And yeah, they might add a couple scenes or sprinkle in some new dialogue here and there, or toss in an extra song just for good measure, but it doesn't add to the overall experience of these movies. These movies either completely airball, no rim, no backboard, or they put you in the mood to just watch the original movie, which to me does not justify their existence. These live action remakes, if anything, get me wanting more animated remakes or animated reimagining of live action media. Like, if we have to live in a world with remakes, this is my preference right here. And the Creed/Rocky franchise is a great example of that. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan for being a weeb, because a Creed anime that's awesome. That's amazing. We want that. Yes. Another thing about these live action remakes is that whenever there's one that drops on streaming services or gets released in theaters, or whenever there's one that gets announced, there are people who always say that Hollywood is running out of original ideas and that studios are creatively bankrupt. People just don't make original movies anymore. And I actually disagree with that. I think these studios actually are sitting on a bunch of creative and amazing and original ideas. I mean, there are hundreds and thousands of people who work for these studios, and these executives get hit with these elevator pitch jump scares by their underpaid/unpaid interns who I'm sure have incredible, amazing ideas for a movie or a TV show, and I really do mean that. So there's no doubt in my mind that these studios have tons of talented people working for them and with amazing ideas that they can all sift through together. But those great ideas don't really mean shit to those studios unless those ideas can fucking steamroll the bank. As much as these studios provide us with works of art that can tap into our emotions and our feelings like nothing else can, at the end of the day, these studios are also businesses. And when you're a business in a late-stage capitalist world, you gotta make the decisions that'll bring in the most revenue. Why would studios like Disney bother with putting out original movies like Lilo and Stitch and Treasure Planet and Atlantis, or with more recent examples like A Turning Red or A Strange World that have a budget or cost around like just a measly $80 million to $150 million range. For the most part, these movies end up either being complete fucking bombs, or they make about just a humble $200 to $300 million back at the box office. Like, yeah, that's a pretty decent return, I guess. Just $200 to $300 million. Oh my god, I might faint. Why would these studios bother going through all that trouble and taking all those risks when they can just dig up the corpse of one of their beloved movies and perform just a little $200 million seance? Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but it'll be worth it because these movies end up making a fucking dump truck Chun-Li load amount of money. Now we're in this endless cycle where a studio announces a live action remake of something, and we go, hey, why does that need to exist? And then these Hollywood studios go, shut the fuck up, you nerd, you're gonna go watch it anyways. And then we go, yeah, you're right. And then we go to the movie theaters, and then we sing our national anthem, Heartbreak Feels Good in a Place Like This. And then we sit through that movie, and then we leave the movie theaters going, wow, that was unbelievably mid. I really didn't need to watch that. I can't believe I spent money on it. And then Hollywood goes, oh wow, I can't believe you spent money on us. That's so sweet of you. Do you want another remake? You paid for one, so I guess that means you like them, right? And this cycle will continue until we as consumers stop going to the movie theaters and watching these movies. And I'm not out here trying to rally up an angry mob about all of this. There's already something that's way more important that people are rallying for in Hollywood. Support your writers, by the way. But I want to bring shit like this to your attention because if you ever find yourself trying to watch a movie and you think to yourself that there are just too many remakes out there, too many reboots, too many cinematic universes to keep up with, the only way that'll change is if you support other movies when you go to the movie theaters or when you watch them on streaming services. As much as we like to lean on Rotten Tomatoes scores and make funny haha letterbox reviews, these corporations couldn't give less of a fuck about those reviews. The only way that they'll actually listen to us as consumers is if we speak with our wallets. You can't let these studios just lounge around and get comfortable with pushing out another fucking gray ass remake. The only way these studios and these executives will take risks and trust their creatives is if they think that they need to put money into them. And these remakes are Hollywood telling us that they don't respect animation. With the way that these studios treat their animated properties as if it's just for kids and it's just something that won't be appreciated by adults unless it's made into live action. It's reductive and it's insulting. And that may be extreme for me to say because it's not like animation is fucking dead. The biggest movie of this year is an animated movie. And like by the time that this video releases, we're like a week away from Spider-Verse, which is gonna be like the greatest movie of all time. For every Spider-Verse we get that's an absolute fucking hit, we get hundreds of live action remake announcements. So please support any original / animated movies and shows, because then maybe Hollywood will start to push these original ideas and start to appreciate animation as a medium. Also, I know that I was shitting on Disney basically this whole video, but if y'all catch me at Disney sometime later this year, just absolutely inhaling a Mickey Mouse ice cream sandwich, mind your fucking business, okay? Okay, how should I end this video? Let's rank all the Disney live-action remakes. Pinocchio and Dumbo, slam dunk them into a dumpster. That is just the shittiest of shit. The rest of them, they're all just so mid, and they all just blend together in my mind, so they can all just be in mid. Even the Little Mermaid one, whatever. Cinderella's actually pretty good. Cinderella can just be at the top. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to keep up with more videos, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I wanna know what your favorite Fortnite skin is. I don't know, just say whatever you want in the comments. It's cool. I like knowing what you guys think. So yeah, again, thank you guys, as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Did I even wink? I don't think I wunked. There we go.